Hey guys, Wheatywaffle here today, and we are back in City Skylines playing our Rebuild or Redevelop series. And I've made a few changes in between parts that I want to show you guys. I went through and I did lower my graphics settings a little bit, so if it looks a little bit murkier than normal, that's because I'm trying to keep my computer from not dying. So over this way, I did fill out these final blocks here near the end, and I made the houses a bit shorter. So as you're kind of coming to the edge of the downtown area that's facing the highway, we've got some older homes down here that are a bit smaller. And then I also did some European style buildings kind of around this edge of the park here, which I think looks kind of fun. As well as some bit more modern, expensive buildings as we get closer and closer to the heart of the downtown. In terms of our higher buildings here, I did spread some of these out a bit because that was one of the major suggestions you guys had given in the comments, is that they were all a bit too close. So you're gonna notice a bunch of open spaces that we're gonna start working on because yeah, I think this looks better now. It's got a much nicer point to it with our tallest building being here in the middle. And it just overall, it's not as congested, which I think is a good thing. And then I added in the Statue of Wealth right in front of this building here, which I think just looks nice. It gives another tourist attraction, kind of overlooks the mountain down this way, but you could also stand here and just look out into the ocean. So I think it's a great spot for that building. The other major change that happened in here is that I came over to this area with our stadiums, and instead of having 3 blocks of bars and restaurants, I removed this last block, changed it to some hotels, and then I added in crosswalks and pathways that lead down into this train station. Now I will say, this train station doesn't get a lot of use. 11 passenger service last week, but eventually, when we go across the river, I'm sure it will get much more use. But if we go and click on this, 1,346 people used this train station last week. Granted, it's a hub, so there's a lot more traffic there. This is just not a very active line. Yeah, there's one person on the east-south route. So we now have a train station in here. Things are looking good. Spread out these buildings. I think it's now time to try to fill in some of these extra areas. I do know that I want to have some kind of building here that is more geared towards tourism, and I was thinking we could place the expo center down here. The one downside is that the expo center is very loud, and all of these buildings are residential. So if we were to place it in this block where it fits, it's gonna interrupt those buildings, which isn't terrible. I mean, it could be worse. Or we could place it kind of here along the front edge. It would mean that Dahlia is not gonna be able to have much more residential just because of its noise, but I guess that's okay. This could be offices and businesses, and then here could be the residential. Yeah, let's go ahead and place this down. What does this look like? You know, I'm a fan. I love that the wings go over both of the roads. That's kind of fun. And we're right near this unused currently tram stop, which, that couldn't be more perfect. All right, I think this is gonna stay here. What if we went in? Ooh, I know. Let's use those. Here we go. What is this called? Terraced Planter Network wood. And let's turn everything off. I don't need any of this on. Let's just go ahead and just fill in this whole corner. I don't want it to bend like it's bending. And then let's place a few trees in here. Nothing extravagant. I already placed 3. So there we go. 1, 2, and 3 there. We'll do a few of our chestnuts. And then maybe we just go in, do some grasses throughout. Kind of just a mangled little garden. You know what it is? It is similar to the rain catchers. So in, corners of roads and things where there's maybe a little bit of extra space, or if there's a lot that's empty, they will intentionally fill it with plants, so that it can absorb the rain and help offset some of the flooding that you get when you're in a city and everything's paved over in concrete. I'm happy with that. Brings a little nature to this corner of our build. All right, so now I am gonna say I don't think the game audio is working. I think I have finally fixed the audio issue. I'm gonna turn off my radio here. So we've got our expo center. Let's go ahead and hit play. We need a disaster. We haven't had one in a minute, and I say that, knock on wood. I don't actually want one, but I know everybody wants one, so we're waiting. I think in this spot, it's kind of boring. However, I think it's necessary. I think we fill the block with one of these parking garages. It's got a nice view from up in the air, and it just fills that whole block well. And like, you're gonna need parking. We are next to an expo center. We are next to a major transportation hub. So I think having something like this is probably really wise there. In this downtown area, we've got some new buildings. I've got a whole little list. So looking over these guys, we have 100 North Main Street. Could be something that goes down here somewhere. And it's a bit larger, but it's also office tower located in Memphis, Rico office. So it is an office building. So we could think about this is, it's the perfect block. Although it looks like there's some kind of awning here. Although I wasn't missing any assets, so I wonder if it's just the way that building looks. But like, is it too flat? I think it's too flat. I think it's something we use later on. Like, we have to find the right place for it. We also have the Wabasha Street building, which this I think is like just a fantastic little nugget of a building. I think this is absolutely going to go in here. What if we put the subway inside the building? Like, that's just a cute little building. It's similar to some of the other small ones, which I think is fantastic. Okay, great. And then I was thinking too, we have a number of these guys. The Madison Avenue IMDb building. This is fine. It's not my favorite because I don't love the way the windows look. We also have got, what else did I get? Oh yes, I got a Home Depot and a Macy's. We are going to be placing those for sure. This Peabody Hotel is gorgeous. The only downside is it tanks your FPS. It is a very intricate build. We might build that. Maybe. What does the Planet Fitness look like? Cute. Little Planet Fitness. Love that. All right. So otherwise, what am I looking at? Just Rico buildings. We did get the Web Financial building, which this functions, I believe, as an office. Yes. And I would love this kind of building somewhere, in the heart of the downtown, but I don't think it's going to fit anywhere over here. Now hold the phone. It could fit right here. It's missing pavement underneath it, but like, we can add that. And it kind of keeps this area open. Even though you're surrounded by tall buildings, it allows it to feel a bit more open. I think we absolutely do that. Let's go ahead and fill, is this paint? Yes. All right, let's go ahead and fill this whole area in with concrete. This is the cost of progress. So now we've got this amazing building next to some skyscrapers. I love that it's curved. I love that you can be in these offices and you can just look out and be like, wow, look at the downtown. Can you close? Can the chirper go away? Goodbye, chirper. Now, this does scream that it needs some kind of decoration in the front. We've got a number of statues. We could use an actual monument statue. Statue of Shopping. We've already placed down the Statue of Wealth, so we won't be able to place that again. Statue of Industry is way too big. We have not unlocked those university statues yet, but then we also have some of these base game statues. This guy, which could be kind of fun. We also have some other statues. They're all fine. What about sculptures? This would need to be placed on a roadside, but we could do a big sculpture out here. Like, that's cool. I think we've used that a few times, but that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. I think we keep this. And let's go back to using this terraced planter network, because I think this can really go a long way for us. Let's go ahead first, select all of these and make them all the same height. So they are all perfectly even. We have a little extra change in the grade here because of this road, but that's okay. And let's go ahead and just try to start placing down some of these planters. So like, if we had a planter, you know what, I would want to do it this way. Say we had a planter that came out 2 units and 1 unit. Then we had one that came over 2 units. Maybe we kept 1 space open.
Meteorologists are issuing a thunderstorm warning for the coming days.
Thunderstorms are my least favorite thing. Okay, that doesn't look too bad. Then I think in this area, I don't necessarily want to do one of those. I would love to place just like some flowers down. If we place them intentionally, we can really cover some ground here. So that looks kind of nice. All right, great. And then the rest of this is going to stay open. Maybe we add in some benches or chairs, but it doesn't have to be anything super extravagant, because I think for the most part, like, this is what we were looking for, is just some kind of interest in this area. What if we just do just a few tables around? We'll also put down a trash can or two, maybe here at the edges. We'll do one here. The only downside to scrolling in this close is that it gets super, super laggy. Now, why are my trash cans so high up? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Can we lower this down? Great, yeah. Please, please don't be a floating trash can. Nobody asked for that.
A thunderstorm is
Thunderstorm has
battering the
begun.
city. Stay indoors until the storm has passed.
We're gonna need more emergency service vehicles, because these thunderstorms really wreak havoc. And then let's also do a few lights. Even though we've not really been using the day-night cycle all that much. I think the lights will be a nice little addition. We can place some here in the front of this building as well. It's mainly a plaza, but that's all right. It gives us some open space in between all of the development that we've got going on. Let's just do a quick kind of scroll through here. We've got a fire. We've got some dead people. We've got a cemetery that is ready to accept new dead. More bodies. Over here, we've got a fire. Any issue with power over here in Port Sarepo? No. Okay. Thunderstorms happening. It doesn't seem so far. It's mainly going to be... oh, great. It's mainly going to be focused over here. So I think we're going to be okay. I want to... you know what? I want to kind of work on Aster Park, I think, a bit, because I think this is really going to start helping us get to a better spot. But before we do that, we've got 4 academic works. We need a few more students, but our campus attractiveness for Waffle County is too low for us to even level up if it was going to be time. So let's fix that first, and then we'll do Aster Park. So we are doing the university, okay, which is this guy. We have this main building. We've got some dorms. What is this? The University Study Hall, which is right there, okay. We've got a groundskeeper. The Futsal Club. I don't know how to say this. I think I did this last time. I still don't know how to say it. That was right there. Great. University Outdoor Study is this. This guy is right here. Yes. What is this building? This is the university cafeteria, which is right there. Okay. Do we have a fountain? No. However, we have this kind of setup here, and as pretty as this is, in many ways, this is a placeholder, because if we can put the fountain right in the front here, that's what we're going to do. All right. Education, fountain, right here in the center. Absolutely perfect. Let's just quickly get a glance at the area here. I don't see anything destroyed down this way. I don't see anything destroyed this way. Okay, we should be okay, which is great. So now, where is this additional fountain put us? We need 50 more. I don't need more sports complexes. We already have 2 complexes as a part of our university, so I guess we would want to add additional dorm. It increases the attractiveness in the area, but it doesn't tell me how much, which I think is just like a strange decision they made not to include like a pivotal part of how this whole DLC works. Where should this go? I wouldn't mind having it come over this way and we start filling out aspects of this side of our university. So let's go ahead and connect to the grid here, and let's just send a path, I think, straight on down, like go all the way down to the end. Right here is our cafeteria, so we will connect this road to the end of this street, and I think we will have this coming around this building here, which can mean that we could place a dorm right here on the edge, right centered over this edge here. We're going to want to use this guy. We're going to place this right here and place one right here. And then we're going to use Move It to push these back. We're going to align them to this height. There we go. That's what we want. Okay, great. It's good enough. So now we've got, hopefully enough. No, 415. Oh my gosh. Okay. That only added 15. That just seems so tiny. Let's duplicate this fountain. We can place another fountain over here, and then we can change it later when we unlock more fountains and things. But we can place a fountain over this way. And maybe we also rotate this so it is facing inward, like so. So it's kind of become its own little plaza area. Campus attractiveness is good. Beautiful. Now we just need 4 more students, and we might actually reach this before the end of the year. Okay, this is on fire again. Love that, love that. Let's keep moving on and ignore the problems. So we're going to work on this park today. I was thinking about it, and I think I've decided. A few people have mentioned they would love a Ferris wheel. How cool would it be, though, if, like, Aster Park was all a theme park? It's strange. It's a little weird. But I think we make Aster Park Aster Theme Park right along the waterfront, and it's just like this happening place. I don't know. It's what my current idea is. So, because we've got tram stops throughout this area, I think we come over here, we place an entrance. The problem we're going to have is the height difference of the land. Ooh, didn't think about the height difference. Okay, hold on. Can we move this? What if we place this over here at the end of this avenue? This area is not as low as the other areas. And I would be curious if I were to take these 2 points, right? And they were the same height as this. I mean, it's tall, but in a way, it also allows us to say that this is functioning as a defense against
the dark arts.
A defense against flooding. Great, so we've smoothed it out. It's a little bit taller. However, I think because of tsunamis and other disasters that could hit, I think it's absolutely fine to have this here. Let's build out this park. All right, so we've got this entrance. Beautiful. I think we are going to want to have a tree-lined road that comes down right down the middle, right up to the edge. It connects to the quay. That is like the main road. I typically will do 2 roads with some plazas in the middle or fountains. We ain't doing that today. And then I think we're going to come over this direction. And I think we're going to come out 6 units. And then I think we're going to do some, just like, some curves. Get a little funky with it. So we'll bring this out this direction, and then maybe we'll go, I don't know if I want to go straight here again, but let's see what we've got in here. So we've got the main entrance. We also have the small side gates. So I would want another side gate down this way. Okay. And I also think I would want another side gate maybe over this direction. And maybe like park is encompassing this side, and then we also have gardens or something. Like we can find a way to get both. So this is the Amusement Park Plaza. I would like this near the front, so maybe this goes right here on the corner. And maybe we do actually just surround this plaza. All these things are turned on. That all works for me. Just go right around the plaza. You come on in. There she is, looking great. We have a cafe, which I would love to have. Yes, just right here in the corner. Ooh, Waffle County University has become renowned. So we have 4 academic works. We increased our, we have literally 1 student more than we needed to actually get the upgrade. That is amazing. And then we have 465 campus attractiveness. Now we've unlocked an academic statue, university library, math club, school of medicine, university commencement office. And then for this guy over here, we're still renowned as long as they stay over 800 students. Forest Polytech or FPI is going to be just fine. We will come and check you out here in a second. What do you need? 1,200? You have 808. I guess you just don't think you have what you have, but you definitely have enough. You've got more students. Go ahead, give us our little bar. And then we need 900. Ooh, that is tough. 900 attractiveness is not easy. So already hate this like curved moment. So we're going to get rid of her. She's out of here. We need a amusement park souvenir shop. Could be right up here at the front. Or we could have trees along both sides. So maybe that'll go right here. Put some trees in there. And then we also definitely want bathrooms. So we will put 2 bathrooms next to each other to start right there. Games booth. I think we put a games booth right... Ooh, we could do it this way. That would be kind of fun. Let's do this. Let's see. We can come out to this far. How long was that? 8 units? Let's go 8 and 8. And maybe right down here along the water's front, we do our games booths. Games booths. And then the last thing we have is a carousel. Oh, I think that looks nice. Let's fill this in with some kind of plants. I think we need some kind of flowers. I'm really loving these rhododendrons. So let's go ahead and do single, no strength. Use the fence tool. Let's lower this down. We're going to kind of almost make a little hedge with this. Come over and come down. That is great. And then maybe along the backs of these buildings, these game booths, we also kind of create another fence of rhododendrons. And then in terms of trees, I would like to upgrade the trees we have here to the staple tree of Waffle County. And you know what? I'm thinking that I would prefer the trees to be on this main road. Maybe not so much there at the front. And these aren't working. These chestnut trees just aren't it. Let's go back in here. What if we did these instead? They're a little tiny. We could do like larger palms because we're, at the waterfront, which is kind of an interesting idea. And then maybe like a smaller palm could go somewhere, but I think we got rid of the rest. What does this look like? In terms of the scale, I think these trees look a lot nicer. Maybe we place 1 or 2 of these guys at the entrance as like a welcome to Chirpyland. And they might be like occasional decorations here and there, but they're not going to be the main tree we use. I think that looks good. All right, that's a strong start. What do we need? We have the entertainment we need. Total visitors until next level, 0 of 500. Let's go ahead in here and do a advertise. Let's advertise the park. Costs 200 a week. We can afford it. And then let's also do a celebrate fireworks show every night. That is just unnecessary. I do not think that that is something we need. But now we've got a dedicated stop right in front of our amusement park. Let's give it some parking too. I think this will need its own parking. We haven't really connected up to these other routes. What does it look like if we just went straight over? Stupid? Kind of stupid. I think for now, get rid of this extra entrance. This entrance we can keep. I think this one is one that we will absolutely use. I think we use tree lined. Hold on. Upgrade this to this. Upgrade this as well. These are going to be tree lined. But let's use the parallel tool. Let's see if we can do this. If I went from here to here, we would want this on the ground. I think we would want this to be minus, brings it closer. Okay, great. We would want this to be right here. Let's do minus. Really line it up. Oh, I right clicked and that is not what I meant to do. All right, let's go and do this whole thing again. And then use minus to line them up. Perfect. We're going to place this guy down. We're going to delete this middle piece. We will reconnect them ourselves. And then at this point, I think we're going to delete both of these. And we are going to select the first segment, select the next segment. There we go. Give that a nice curve that leads up to the water's front. Beautiful. Now let's give it the fancy new tree, which is so pretty. Absolutely beautiful. All right, so now we have Aster Park. We've still had no visitors. Hopefully that happens soon. We have people parked here, but it's literally an abandoned theme park. Anybody home? Poor Chirpy. Chirper mascot. It might take some time for people to come out this way. Are you guys coming to the theme park? No, you all live here. Man. I will say something that's so fascinating. Ortera has 5,600 people. It was over 6,000. I must have messed something up. But like it is really bumping on the population front. All right, so I do think this needs some kind of parking lot. And I think to increase the attractiveness of this overall area, I think we use these parking lots. Tried and true. Good old parking lots. Can't go wrong. I think we do the 3 backs. And we leave 1 space around the back. So we'll do 3 there. Over here we will do... This is the part where they stop. So we don't want to do it there. So maybe we come over this way and we do it right here. And then we are going to give all 3 of these nice little fence. Let's use the amusement park fence, zoo fence, nature reserve, amusement park fence. We can keep it in the grid. That's fine with me. So we're going to surround each of these with a fence. Let's go ahead and grab some extra trees here. Nothing too extravagant, but just a little bit of decoration around those parking lots. So we'll see if anybody shows up. It's kind of crazy that no one's come yet. Is this just like not connected correctly? Like if I were to remove... Hold on, let's do it this way. If I click on this and click on routes... Someone's coming that way, but like no one's traveling. I don't think this is like actually connected to the road. If I go back to theme parks, we select the main entrance and we place this down. Now that's connected to the road, but if I move it, does that cause it to disconnect? See, that's what was causing it to disconnect. So you know what? It actually needs to stay over here. And now... Still no visitors, but people are coming to the amusement park. Beautiful. So we actually do have people coming here now, which is fantastic. So now we're working here. This is great. Presently, we don't have any power over in this area. So why don't we just grab a line and we can just go right along the front. I'm going to turn everything off. And you know what? We'll even place it along this back route here where nothing else can go anyway. So we've got much better connections. There we go. We've got our theme park. Beautiful beginnings. In addition to a theme park, I wouldn't mind just getting some more people in here. How many people live in Foxglove right now? 550. The Point has 0. Uptown has 1956. And Dahlia has 687. I would love to just kind of fill this area out with some additional buildings. I'm just underwhelmed by this building here. What is it operating as? It's just a tourist building. Okay, so we are going to get rid of that building. This is operating as residential building. Okay, great. So let's go ahead and just place down all kinds of residential buildings. Let's go high density residential. I don't care if they are from the workshop or if they're a base game. This building is right there, so we can't place them too close together. But I know that this area is going to be a bit more dense than some of the other sections of our downtown. Like we've got the smaller houses over there, but this area here is going to kind of keep some of the height for itself. So let's go ahead and just kind of figure out what that looks like. This whole area is quite loud, I believe. No, it's actually very quiet. Ooh, that's wonderful. So then what if we just zone it? Like instead of placing everything down, what if I came in here? Let's try this out. Let's do zone adjuster. Let's keep them off this center route. And maybe we keep them off here as well. And actually, we're going to do this so that they're still zoning on this back half. So if we need to place something, we can. Let's go in here now and just fill it out. Like, let's just give it some zoning. This can all get zoned. This area here, I think, is going to become offices or some kind of business or something like that. Now, looking at this, where there are areas that I feel like we need to help it out, we can do that. I wouldn't mind interspersing just like a few buildings here and there that are hand placed. I think that's going to help make it feel like it fits with the surrounding area really well. We'll place this here on the corner. Maybe right here we do 2 small little guys. And maybe like throughout this area, you know, here and there, we'll place some tiny guys just to, like right here. Like what if there were 4 tiny guys there? There were some tiny guys here. The road goes right past your houses. It's inconvenient for sure, but it might have been how it would have developed. I think that looks nice. All right. And then down this way, I think that we've got some of these like corner pieces that I never use. Let's see if we can find one, right? Okay, hold on. We also have this building, which I've not used yet, but it looks so nice. So maybe we'll just kind of throw this down here, just so we have a little extra height in this back area. I'd love to place it here, and then I would love to rotate it. Great. So just gives a little height at the very tail end. Okay, that looks really nice. And then in Foxglove, I do want to give it the policy to ban the high-rise buildings, because I don't want to have too many large buildings in here or throughout this area. I also really like these guys, so we're going to make all 3 of these, all 4 of these historical. Is there zoning here? There's zoning there. Great, great. Okay, so this gives us this little guy, right? Which is, it's fine, but it could use some love. It could use some work. So let's grab a pathway. Place a pathway right through the back. Use move it. Really line this guy in. Just like so. Then I think we're going to fill in this area. That is not what we want to do. It's not going to work. We can fill this side in. That's easy. I think for this back spot, we're going to need to do concrete. Where's my 4x4? And we're just going to go, oh, not like that. Boop. Great. Now, fountain. All. Give me this one. Like, actually comes in handy right now. I don't know why it's floating so high up in the air, but let's just lower that down. Cute. And then let's also give it, I think, these tinier trees. This can go. This power line can go now. It's in the way. But I think we could come in here and just go 1, 2, 3. Maybe put 1 back here in the back. Okay. Great. So Foxglove's filling out. It now has a total of 1,313 people. It'll keep going from there, which is great. This corner here, let's try to fill in some of the holes, like the gaps that we have. So I think I'm going to want to do some concrete right along here, just to fill in that back for sure. And then I also would not mind, I wouldn't mind just kind of cleaning that up a little bit too. That looks nice. I also love this. I put a small little diner in here. Like, it's this old building that just like would never leave. It will not give up its rights. It's staying there and no one's fighting it. It's a staple of the community. I could see us doing some more parking lots, which is always an option. However, we do have this large parking lot right over here. So I think in this area, this area I think is aggressively loud. Yeah, this is very loud. So in here we could do some offices or some business. I don't think we have the option to do anything else. So what if we came in here with one of these guys? They're a little flat. Like, yeah, just something that goes straight on back. It's not crazy tall by any means. It's not anything super remarkable, but it is going to service the needs of our people. These guys can get out of here, and instead we can use a much larger one. So we'll put a 4x4 that has some advertisements on it, and then a smaller guy there. That's perfect. And then I think this spot needs a little bit of height, a little bit of something. What that could be, we're on business buildings right now, commercial. It could be this guy again, although, oh no, it can't. There's literally one right across the street. Please don't do that. Let's do that guy. It sits nicely next to this other building. We already have some kind of cute little moment here with this fountain. So I think that this would get filled in with something. Let's do a low density commercial. And let's try to find something that's just a bit different. Ooh, we could do one of these little fast food joints. Oh, done. Big Burger right there, right at the back, right along that street on Edgar Street. You can get your Big Burger. This area here leaves something to be desired. I think I don't want to do more buildings in this little sliver, especially because it's just like there's no space for that. So let's use the, what is this one? This is the zoo path. Zoo path with tree decorations. Done. Grab the grid. Start here. Send this, turn the grid off. I hate the grid. The grid's done. Send it straight back. Send it straight back. It's just a little path. We're going to pretend it connects to something here. It actually might, because there is a road under there, so people might begin to use this. And instead of the tree-lined one, I think it can just be plain. It can be a little alley, which is okay. And then we might do, I guess we will do a lick of parking right here. We'll do one with an advertisement on the back end so that you can see the ads. And then I think this little area could have a tree or two. Let's just use the big oaks because they're going to be great fillers. Some chestnuts to really just fill it out. But it's kind of like a little garden behind that larger building. In areas like this, I wouldn't mind placing just a few trees here and there. We'll place one back this way, one behind you. The rest of these all look really good. I'm very impressed with how this zoning all worked out. All right, we're at 1,600 there, which is great. I really would love to hit 50,000. I don't know if that's going to happen today or not. And then right here, we have this beautiful square. We really have two squares that are going to need some kind of love. So one, we've got basically this area that is lacking. If we were to go in here, I know that I want this building here, the music club. What does the music club do? People can enjoy the local music culture all around the year, even when there are no bands playing at the festival area. An active music scene increases the ticket sales of all the concerts by 10%. So I'd love to place this in here, and I would love to have it maybe facing away from this main road. But it also would make sense for this to be in a little bit more of like a bar-y area, but we don't really have bars, and these are homes, so I don't want to mess with those too much. I could see us, oh, you know what? It's stupid that I did all this because that would fit right there really nicely. But let's go in and try to squeeze this in somewhere different. I like the idea of having it over here. And what does the back look like? If I were to place that here, back's a little sad. Leaves a little something to be desired. So I think we would flip it. I think this would go this direction. We could place it right here. We've got Club C right there on the front. Now, it does give us this little avenue to work with. And I think just because this is working so well to connect the city up, we use the Park Life path. We send it straight on back. It helps disguise the sins of the terraforming. Let's use a different tree this time, and we're just going to place our own trees along the side. Just like so. We'll grab concrete. We're going to concrete here and here, just to fill in that section. And then I think right back here, are there any services we need? We're good on healthcare. We're good on death care. We are good on fire for the most part. We are good on police. School-wise, if I go down this way, elementary schools, terrible. Absolutely atrocious. Let's go ahead and solve that with a community school. You know, it's going to go right here. And then right next to the community school can go a basketball court for the kids. Ooh, but it's going to run into those buildings. All right, maybe across the street could be a basketball court. Although this is a prime triangle. It's a little bit too big. A little bit too big. Let's do the dog park. Nice and small. And that's the small guy. But if we do this, if we scooch this guy over just a little bit, Little community school. Real cute, real nice. We have one tree. It's on the sidewalk, though. I'll leave it. I'm okay with that. That doesn't look too terrible. Now, let's also do this. Let's grab all 3 of these. Let's grab 2 of these. Let's duplicate them. We're going to rotate them. We're going to place them right here. And this is something that I have no issue with doing. It's like maybe we go in, every now and again and we fix some of the backyards and things. I think you go there. You can come here. There we go, because you don't have as big of a backyard. This can come right here. And then I'd love to select this guy, rotate it. You can go here. Whose swing set is this? Your swing set can't be in the middle of the road. Here. We'll place these down for you instead, the 1 units. Okay, great. So now we got that little neighborhood section there. That's kind of fun. I think this spot here, needs a tree. It needs a chestnut, and the tiny ones too. Yeah, and now that this power line is kind of redundant, let's back it up even further. Okay, over here, big tree in the backyard, big tree on the edge, 1 here on this edge, and 1 here over here. Great. Okay, Foxglove is coming along really nicely. We're now at 1783 with just shy of 1,000 to go. So let's keep trucking along. So we've placed down that music center, which I think is awesome. It's such a pretty building. We also have the Media Broadcast Center. The Media Broadcast Building is a significant landmark that attracts people to see its impressive broadcast tower. Also increases the effectiveness of an active advertisement campaign by 20%. It's kind of big. It's got huge support and radius. And this is one of those buildings that it does have a bit of noise, but because it's such a major building for a city, it could go somewhere over here. I wouldn't want it to be right at the front. You know what I would love? Hold on. We're kind of all over the place at the moment, but this is Dahlia. I almost feel like Dahlia gets a bit of the tourism specialization. Tourism specialization causes noise pollution, but it attracts tourists. I think that's okay. I think I'm fine with that. I think we come in here, let's mess around with our zoning and take it off of D Street. I don't think we need it on D Street. I think that gives us a much better collection of places to zone. Now, taking it off of this centerpiece has made a bit of an issue, but I think we can correct that on our own. These go back this far. Where's the other guy? There's this one. That's exactly what we want. So we're going to grab this. I'm going to throw this down real fast. And I'm going to use move it. And we're going to position it right here in the middle. There we go. So we still get what we need in terms of the zoning. It's going to probably need some kind of bush of some type. So let's do fence mode. We want these little guys from here to here. Give it a tiny little hedge on both sides. Great. Oh yeah, and we'll get some of these taller guys. That's exactly what we want. That is a beautiful building. Operating normally. Yeah, so we'll get a few little hotels right here next to our expo center. I think this little triangle could even take this a step further. This could also get hotels, kind of fill in that section. And then let's just examine the noise pollution here. These 2 blocks are pretty fine. They're gonna be just fine. So I think up until here, this just gets zoned regular buildings. We're not gonna engage or touch it. We might come in. Oh wow, no, these are super loud. Ooh. Hold on, people. You might not want to live there once
Geologists
we're
predict
done.
that a sinkhole could strike at any minute. Residents should take precautionary measures.
All right, the sinkhole is not in a visible area for us, which is a good thing. Let's also do some just regular zoning back here. I kind of left that open and I'm realizing it's just a big parking lot or just empty space. So let's just let it go. All right, noise pollution I think is going to get out of hand. Yeah, this is spreading rapidly. So I guess we could think about, because it's got all this noise pollution, We could put some fun little bars or something in here. Where are we at?
A
Oh my
sinkhole
god,
has
this is
occurred
Sinkhole
somewhere in the
Valley.
city. Stay
This
out
is
of harm's
all
way and contact
freaking,
authorities with any information.
what's it called? Earthquakes. Man, back here, we keep jumping around, but I'm just struggling to figure out exactly what I want in some of these locations. I'm really, really happy about this guy, this club, but I think I want to move it once more. I think I want to move it over here. Because I kind of like the idea that the club entrance is on like this small little side street and it's nestled in there. I know it's going to cause noise pollution problems and like people are not going to be pumped about that, but they're just going to have to get over it. They're just going to have to get over it. This area is pretty loud, but we do have some residential buildings here, I think. Yes, these are all residential buildings. So they're just kind of hanging out. I do think that this front spot could have a like unique plaza in it of some kind. Did we have a meteor strike? We did. Early on. Early on there was a meteor strike. So what if we put the meteor strike park? That's not it. No. Let's ignore that I even suggested that. It's a terrible suggestion. Fountain of Life or Death. Ooh, really nice scale there. Really nice scale. You could come into the city, you come off the highway, and it's like, ooh, there's a park. A lot of nice building views. This still needs some love. We're going to do that just here in a second. I think the only thing we could do to make this better, as we all know, is to give it a few additional trees that match the theming of the map for us. There we go. So that can go there. I think here, this is residential. Yeah, this is residential. Let's just give this a smattering of nice residential buildings that we haven't placed elsewhere. I could have swore I placed this building over in this area. Like, I'm certain of it, but I guess I didn't. I like the awnings on this, and that's why I remember this building, because I was like, wait a minute, I've done this. But let's get rid of this one. Sorry, people. I appreciate you trusting me with your home, but it just wasn't going to work for us. We appreciate you and your time. I want to do all modern buildings in this space. Oh, this is even better. This would cover the whole side. Hold on. If this was here, move it over. It's just concrete. That is not bad. And then this guy here, a bit larger, it could cut in. Or we could take it, rotate it, and put it behind the building. So we kind of create this like really, really intense size building, even though it's actually two buildings slid together. And better yet, I would love it this way, but I don't think that this is going to work. I think it's going to complain about connectivity. They look really nice. Let's raise them both up a little bit. And then we're also going to rotate both of them a touch. I'd love to connect them completely up with that. Great. I don't mind the wall. Doesn't bother me. Especially if we came in here, grab them junipers. Beautiful junipers. Let's go with this guy. Junipers. From here to here. Absolutely give them some more space. Let's go 12. Let's go 10. Let's go 8. There we go. Those are the entrance buildings. Oh, I like that. Ignore that clipping. You can't see it. It's not real. Yes, that is much better. Much better. This is starting to really take shape. We're at 49,384. Oh my god. I desperately want us to get to 500,000 or 50,000. Let's go mess around with the museum. Let's go mess around with the university while we wait. Ooh, pause. Campus attractiveness has fallen below the threshold. Before we lose our status, get rid of this fountain. Make it fall even further. No, we unlocked a new fountain here, or a new statue. We got the University Academic Statue 1. So what I think we do, it's not very big. Like, surprisingly, What a small statue. Don't love that. Where does that put us? 450. Just because it had that duplicate. So now let's see what other buildings we had in here, because we did unlock a few. We have got the University Library. That's a decent size. It's not too massive, but it is substantial. You know what? Hold the phone. Get rid of this for now. Turn off our anarchy for our trees, and let's actually place this right here, because that is the perfect spot for that building. We'll go ahead and wrap around the backside, which I think is great. And then we could entertain putting that back, that statue, or we can look at these other buildings. We got a math club. Nice and small. Nothing too extravagant here. I think that could fit really nicely back here behind the cafeteria. Just kind of tuck it away a little bit. And we have the commencement office. Now the commencement office, I think we would want to have it facing out. What's this other large building? Are we going to be able to fit both of these? Oh no, we are absolutely not going to be able to fit both of these. I mean, we could ditch this, and this could go like along this back area, but is that too many large buildings next to each other? What does this even do? This is a school of medicine. Faculty prepares interns to help out the local clinics and hospitals, allowing city healthcare to run more effectively or more efficiently with increased ambulance count and patient capacity. Facility increases campus attractiveness and requires a university campus area. I almost want to put this in like a satellite area, separate from the main place. And I also am totally cool with this guy being right here. It's going to like overlook out this way. Eventually in the future, you'll see like a roller coaster back there, which might be funny, just kind of a little like strange, but I don't mind that. Let's grab this path. We are going to send it straight along. Let's snap to angle and just go boop, so it connects up there. And then we will send another one over to here, keep it level so it connects up there. And now we've just kind of connected things up in a much better way. I think we then grab our tree brush and we just do a little, great. That looks nice. Where are we at with attractiveness? Totally safe. We would need 900 to level up, but we're nowhere close with the number of students we have, so I'm not particularly concerned. All right, that looks wonderful. Waffle County University is doing great things. We are 600 people away from reaching our goal, which is 50,000 people. So let's check out this noise pollution once more. Yeah, this is not going to work for residential buildings. It's just not going to happen. There's just no way. Are there things here? There are. Let's clear those out so that potentially people can build there if they're thinking about it. This area here can get a little bit more building. This will be some kind of park for sure. While this is still filling in, we'll give it some trees. Doesn't hurt anybody. This area here, you can have a few trees too. Maybe we like increase this strength a bit. Like just go whoop. See if we get anything extra. A little bit. And maybe we'll do one more pass on that area. And that could be a small buffer to kind of absorb some of that noise. And maybe we don't zone anything there. I'm liking these buildings. Set historical, set historical. These buildings are okay, but they're getting a little redundant, which isn't great. Like that's not my favorite when they all start looking the same. Maybe we do some hand placement. Let's check out our, let's do custom. See what we got. Oh, you know what? I'd love to do some of these guys. So let's do some of these. These could go. I like the ones that have like corners and ends and all that. Like this could go here. It could have a few buildings in between. It doesn't have an alternative end. I guess the alternative end would be we move this and rotate it, and then that becomes the other end piece. We just have to ensure that it's on that other side. All right, so I think we do something like this, right? Great. Just some kind of like old school set of buildings that were there. And I think along this edge, we could do something similar. Let's just grab some of these guys. I mean, these are very unique looking buildings. I enjoy their shape a lot. I also love these guys that have this like very extravagant front to them. And this one does have the alternate. Okay, hold the phone. I know we just placed you, but you guys gotta go because I want this guy right here. This guy in the middle. Oh yeah, that's exactly what we want right here. Just make sure these are kind of staying in the center. Great. Now, along the back, this is going to be a long episode, and that's okay. Along the back, we're going to do good old pathway. I don't want it to intersect, though, so let's actually scoot it forward just a bit. There we go, and I think we're going to change the tree on this. Chestnut looks fine. Then in this area, you know, I think we just do more businesses. Like, why make this more challenging than it needs to be? Let's do more businesses. Businesses are great. People love business. These are now, though, going to look, yeah, they look so small in comparison. We did delete this building earlier, so I think we go ahead and replace that down because we did have that before. It got deleted because we were changing some areas of our city up. And then maybe we do, ooh, this Art Deco building's fun. Let's do one of these. So now we've got all this. That's filling in this area nicely. It's businesses. It's keeping people happy. We're going to throw down a big tree, and then some small trees, as well as some grasses. And then we will also, I think right here is a prime spot for a little cut through alleyway. If you know, you know, and you come and take it. We'll connect it right on up into here. Great. And then, oh, frame rate. Frame rate hates me right there. Oh, I think it was saving. Okay, great. Right here along this edge, I think we do some just bushes and some grasses that maybe cut into the road a bit. Okay, that's filled out. We got one more spot left of Dahlia. For now, I think we just fill it with trees. We come back later and like we develop it, but I think we have so many things we could place here that like, what if this was just an undeveloped lot? It was purchased. No one did anything with it. We can even, to show that it's like not a park. What do we get? Renowned. We're still okay here. Oh, this is last year. Great. We got an academic work created, which is awesome. And then we're still renowned here, which is wonderful. And the students actually increased. I think we're going to also add a fence around this, mainly because I don't want people to use this area. I do want this to feel like you can't be in this spot. It's a prime space to redevelop because you're right in the heart of the downtown. Bring that right on over and then connect that in. Great. But yeah, it just hasn't been developed yet. One day it will be. One day it will be. Okay, so I think we're at 2,000 people there. We got 200 people left. Let's just see if we can get 200 people. And I am going to rename this The Curve, because that was a suggestion I had in the comments that I really enjoyed. So let's just let this run and see what we get. We did it! We are a colossal city. So we have now unlocked an additional area of land, which doesn't really apply to us. Helicopter services, helicopter pathways, floating cafes, nuclear power plant, cargo hub, which is what we were waiting on before we could start the port, ocean thermal energy conversion plant, helicopter depot, and a helicopter stop. This is awesome. All right, and guys, with that, I think that's where we're going to leave this part here. We've done some serious work. Our downtown looks a little bit different than it did before, but I think for the better. Let me know if you're happy with the spread out. We kind of move things around. There's still some open spots that we got to fill in, so it's not done by any means. But this is really starting to feel like a downtown. I think in the next part, I'm going to take some time to figure out how the bus network in this area should work. So I'm going to work on that a little bit, and I think the next part is going to involve us doing some bus work. But otherwise, that is all I got for you today. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.